Hello, and welcome to Watch What Crappens, a podcast for all that crap we love to talk about on Ye Old Bravs. I'm Ronnie. That's Ben. Hello, Ben.
Hi, Ronnie. How are you?
Good. What's going on with you over there?
It's one of the best days of the week because we get to talk about Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and
the best.
The best. I was
really
at board game night.
The best. The cream of
the
best.
Crop,
the creme of the creme.
Creme de la creme.
As the girl on Salt Lake City, the Soul on SLC show says, the cream of the cremes.
Yes. I was at board game night last night and you texted me and you're like, how does this show do it every single week? I was like, I hadn't watched it yet. And I was like, oh, I'm so excited. So excited for Salt Lake City.
I was just dying laughing. I mean, after last week, I thought, well, you can't really top that Bat Mitzvah episode. And they've already had so many good episodes. I'm just kind of in that mood where I'm like, well, we get what we get. It was a good year. Let's see whatever they do for the rest of the season. But God damn, that was funny. I was so good. Well done, show. You know what else is going to be so good? The Golden Crappies of 2025.
So true.
Which is coming up next month. We just had a meeting with a musical director. If that tells you. Director. I mean, what a talented person. There's going to be so much cool shit happening this year at the Golden Crappies because we are on Broadway, biatch. So we're going to be at the Town Hall February 1st. Get your tickets now. You can find those at watchwhatcrappens.com. And guess what else? There's tickets for our Mounting Hysteria tour, which begins in January and is going to go for a few months all over America and a little bit of Canada. So go check that out over there. We still have some more cities coming. We're announcing Texas and Charlotte links next week. We've got Vegas links coming up soon. Not sure when, but very soon. And other cities that we might add later because it's our prerogative. Yeah. And we're just going to go as many places as will have us. So thanks for that. Also, bonus episodes right now are sold on SLC Recaps over on Patreon. And that's also where you get our videos like this one. You can get them right when they're released, or you can get them for free by waiting a week and going to join our YouTube, which is free. So, if you don't want to pay, girl, I don't blame you. You don't have to. Okay. We're here for all levels of financial stability, Ben, or financial wants. What am I saying? If you're being foreclosed on,
if you're being foreclosed on, don't worry. We accept you.
Yeah. I don't mean it like that. I just mean, spend it or don't spend it. We love you either way. The most important thing is you're here right now. You're letting us into your little ear canals.
We're in there. Get that eardrum ready because we're banging on it. So we're really excited. It's gonna be a really exciting 2025. So excited for those crappies. Broadway. We're gonna do it up this year. It's gonna be big. But who else is doing it up is Salt Lake City. As we mentioned, I was so happy earlier this week. I was reading an article because it's December and this is the time when all the newspapers and magazines start coming out with their top 10 lists. And so, the New York Times does their list of best TV of 2024. And of course, it's all prestige TV, blah, 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 blah. Totally, not including all the wonderful reality TV that's out there. And me, I firmly believe reality TV provides as compelling narratives and comedy as anything you might find on FX or HBO, yada, yada, motherfucking yada. But I always read these top 10 lists and I it's like almost like I do it to get mad because I know that they sure as hell are not going to include reality. And if they do kind of like predictable reality, like Drag Race, which no shade to Drag Race, but Drag Race wins the Emmy almost every year. So it's a thing that people who are not reality fans are they feel okay dabbling in that. So I'm always the snobbery. And then Vanity Fair had one. It's best reality of the year. I was now let's see what Vanity Fair says. The fuckers are going to be loving The Bear. They're going to love The Bear.
That's reality. And The Bear's nominated for comedy already. Just give Bear Survivors Award.
They're going to say Succession somehow. Although I like Succession. But I was I'm just ready. And guess what? Vanity Fair ranked this season of Salt Lake City amongst the prestige TV of best TV of 2024. So I have to say that was my long-winded way of saying how good is this season? Even Vanity Fair is appreciating
Vanity is fair because that makes some damn sense. Vanity Fair, well done.
Well done. They also, by the way, they also included the traders. So Vanity Fair, honestly, on trend. You know, they had a stumble with the with the redemption. Reality Reckoning, I should say. But you know what? They're back on board.
Well, actually, speaking of that, the Reality Reckoning is on board as well. It's not on board, but it's still alive because Mark Garagos and his team released today that they are making headway with Love is Blind, and a court has decided that the Love is Blind cast is now considered employees of the network. So it means a lot different ways of being treated and all this stuff. So that actually, you know what? Bethany's over there like, Reality Reckoning. And Bethany is also just dissed Harry's sauce. I mean, there's so much going on. So
we'll talk about that on Monday
because that's going to be our final Crappy Hour of the year. And that was not meant to veer into another commercial about us. But Crappy Hour is our live bi-weekly show. It's so fun. It's 5:30 Pacific time over on YouTube Live. And we also stream it on Instagram when we can. So check us out. You'll love it. Okay, let's get into Salt Lake City.
Okay, well, we are in post bat mitzvah. We are here at Meredith's house. She's in the kitchen with Seth, Brooks, and Chloe, and she's smelling different fragrances for her future bath bomb.
Oh my God. We have to stop. I'm so sorry. This is important. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Sorry, Christina. I just told Christina this morning, we're going to make your life easier from now on. We're going to try and get our audio right, blah, blah, blah. And then I do that. Okay, so here's what happened, why I had to stop the show. Look what I got yesterday.
What is it? It's a handmade Lush.
Well, I don't care. Send me shit. I don't care if you saw my address. Okay, look at this. It says
cosmetics.
Handmade fresh cosmetics. I was like, what the fuck is that? Is it my semaglutides? Is it like lipstick made out of cupcakes? I don't know. I'll use that. But then I opened it and then I thought, oh my God, because I make the Crappy Awards every year for the Golden Crappies.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my God, somebody's sending me a prototype of this year's Crappy. Let me show it to you. Look at that. It's a little poop emoji. Like a Crappy, right, Ben? Doesn't this look like a Crappy? Well, guess what it is?
It's a dumpling.
It is Meredith Marks. Lush bath bombs and beauty. I am thrilled to partner with Lush, the original creator of the bath bomb, to bring an exclusive new product. Just as I cherish my baths, I approach my business collaborations with the same level of seriousness and intention. And partnering with a world-class brand like Lush, which embodies soul and purpose, aligns perfectly with my core values. Signed, Alibaba. And it's Meredith. And it came with this, which is called a French kiss. So I think I'm just missing the little paper that makes this a Hershey's Kiss.
Okay.
And then it comes with this thing, this commingle body scrub. And then it comes with another little snowflake bath bomb thing.
Beautiful.
I'm going to try and snort that later and see if that works. And then another little thing, Happy Hippie Shower Gel. So anyway, thank you, Meredith. I have never been more excited to get a thing. And also, we should partner with Lush to do the Crappy Awards this year, so I don't have to do it. So thanks. And congrats on Lush. Everybody go find Lush. You can find it. I don't know. I think you just have to search for it. You could scan this thing, but it says join us on at Lush North America on Pinterest. The other one's YouTube at Lush. Check them
congratulations. Out. Congratulations, Meredith Marks, on your bath bombs that look not unlike a poop emoji prototype.
I mean, what a way to end the year. Meredith Marks just sent us a golden crappy shaved bath bomb. I mean, come on. What a fucking gift.
That is a dream. She is, God, I love Meredith. And it really makes me sad when Meredith and Angie fight because I want them to be friends. And I'm hoping that what happens at the end of this episode sticks.
Oh my God, I hope they're never friends. I love it.
I want them to be friends.
No, I love it. I love their Discord. Okay, so you're right. So we're at the house. It's the whole family's there except the one who doesn't like to talk. Seth, Brooks, and Chloe are all there. And Meredith is smelling things and being like, what do you like better? The smell of roses or the smell of rosemary or the smell of... And Brooks is like, this one smells like the Four Seasons. And she goes, so does that mean you like it? And he's like, no.
All right, well, here's a woods fragrance. You want to try a woods fragrance? And Chloe's like, what do you do with all these scents? Well, they're going in the bath bombs and all the bath products, and maybe even they're going to scent a little bubble bath for my toddler. And Seth is like, all right, well, I'm still totally stuck on your bat mitzvah. Can we talk about we can talk about bath time bombs anytime you want. Like, what the hell happened?
Well, what set me off was when Brooks, you came up to me and said, Mom, you should probably see what's going on with Britney because she's crying. And then 1 minute later, she comes walking in and I can see she has been crying and she was very visibly shaken up. And I said, what's going on? And she said, she keeps slut shaming me. I will not have hate at my bat mitzvah, and slut shaming is hate.
I was like, oh, for Christ's sake. Oh, my God.
There'll be no slut shaming at the bat mitzvah. You know, Angie's behavior has been despicable. She can sit and cry that she was thrown out of a religious event in which she shamed other women, but I don't know why Angie is so consumed with Britney's sex life. I think it's weird. And leave her alone. Angie continually hits below the belt. It's mean girl behavior. It's triggered the hell out of me. I'm not down for it. I am not down for it.
Now, of course, she wasn't. I mean, you know, Angie was screaming at her a lot. It's hard to stand up for Angie sometimes because, like, obviously she was in the wrong on a lot of stuff. But I think the point was that Britney is acting like she's so offended after she's walking around, like, talking about all the dudes she's dating. But then if somebody else says anything, she just picks and chooses when she's going to be upset for TV, basically, you know?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. She's doing it very well, though. I have to say, I know that Britney's very polarizing with the audience, and even with me, because I saw her on Instagram the other day, and she was on Watch What Happens, and she's just like, every time I see her, she's annoying. You know, every time I see her, I'm like, oh God, shut up. I mean, I didn't even listen to what she was saying on Instagram. I just saw her like waving around some lipstick and like, you know, doing this sort of thing in the camera, and I just flicked through and rolled my eyes. Now, that said, I was very excited to see what Britney was going to do today on this show, because she's just such a twit, you know?
Yeah. I've really grown to enjoy Britney. In the beginning, I was like, oh gosh, she's just trying so hard. She's trying to really get that snowflake, and it's just like all over her. But it's actually become the defining feature of her personality. I used to see that as a flaw, and now I see that as a feature, that she is so thirsty and desperate, and that she never quite gets the attention that she feels like her moment deserves, which is why she's always making announcements.
She's always making fucking toasts
to herself.
Then we go over to Angie and Sean talking about this. And she's still, you know, upset, of course. She's like, that was a fun night. I am so glad I went out of my way too. And he's like, how do you feel about it? Just tell me how you feel, babe. That's why I live a city from you. Okay. So I sleep a city block away from you. I'm here for you.
I am pissed. You know, I felt like you and I went there with great intentions. Like, I went and congratulated her, and I went in with an open mind, an open heart, an open Acropolis. And I mean, she invited her to us to her bat mitzvah, which, you know, you don't just invite anyone to that, right? I'm like, have you been to a bat mitzvah? Have you been to a bar mitzvah?
Anybody with a wallet.
Welcome. Well, okay. This is okay.
It's the same as like it's like the same as we did Catholic. When you come of ages, and when we have our 15-year-old party at the church, we're like, who's got a wallet? Get in here and donate some money to me. Praise Jesus.
No, this is okay. This is like, okay, well, okay, so we're gonna have like my cousins and everything, and like, oh, and then also, well, you know, then it's like your dad's law partner, and your dad's law partner's dentist, and then it's like everyone. We have to invite the Rosenbergs. Who are the Rosenbergs? I don't know, but we feel like we should invite them. Like, it's a lot of people get bar and bat mitzvah invitations. In my school growing up, it was like you had to invite the whole class. In fact, actually, I didn't invite the whole class, but there were a lot of them where it was like, you like everyone, because I went to a small school for middle school, so it was like 50 people in the class. So you just blanket invite 50 kids right there, even if you don't like them. So yeah, Angie, welcome to bar and bat mitzvah land.
Yeah, you invite anybody you can to a bar mitzvah or any teenage thing where there's like you donate money to the child. I will invite everybody. I'm like, Dad, didn't you go to high school with people? Give him a call. Baby needs a new pair of shoes. Unfortunately for me, we had a lot of cheap people come to ours. I mean, there were a couple $20 bills, I guess, in that gift pile. But I've talked about this before, but one gift I will never forget was I got a book called If God Loves Me, Why Can't I Get My Locker Open?
God,
my mom wouldn't let me throw
to quote Whitney Rose, God did that.
I was so annoyed. I was like, throw this away. My mom was like, you're not throwing that away. That is like antichrist behavior. You're going to keep that as a Christian book. And I was like, I'm not reading that. She said, you don't have to read it, but you have to keep it on your shelf so that other people think that you've read it. Okay. You don't have to be a good Christian, but you better let other people think you're a good Christian. I was like, okay, geez. I had that book like till I was 20. I mean, till long after I'd moved out of my house. I just kind of kept it. So I was like, well, what if people see this on my shelf? You know,
wait, what event was this for, by the way?
It's not catechism. What is it called? It's like your coming of age party.
Confirmation.
Confirmation. Yes. Confirmation.
Yeah.
It was my confirmation.
I was like, it's not your bar mitzvah, right?
We didn't have to go to Hebrew school. We did have to go to Bible school and stuff, but then we had to serve time as acolytes and like carry stuff down the aisle in the procession and stuff like that.
Did you find any Michelin star restaurants?
It was not in Bogota or whatever. It was, I did get to go to Juarez a couple of times, but that was mostly after hours and getting drunk. That was not church scheduled. Okay, any sanctions. Okay, anyway, so Angie is like, well, I have not stopped crying since Meredith kicked me out of her event. It was cruel. It was demeaning. Obviously, she is harboring old feelings. And so she's so upset that she was kicked out of a spiritual event in front of her mother, in front of her children, in front of the oil change guy.
Honestly, I would be crying too if I got kicked out before I got to see Meredith Marks hoisted up in a chair in the middle of the hora. So yeah, I would be sobbing. I'd be like, wait, that's the main attraction. Wow. Okay. Now this, okay. Put the chair down. Okay. You want to talk about the chairs? We can talk about the chairs. Like seeing I was just imagining those kids, especially Brooke and Chloe, being hoisted in the chairs and just how blasé they'd be like, wow, we're in a chair.
My chair is moving. This is unsafe.
Can you put me down now? Thanks.
You've got great arm strength. I thought it was really funny when she's like, well, I mean, Heather's plastic surgeon was there, so maybe that's why she invited us. Like she doesn't have any friends. So she's like, how in the hell am I supposed to go to Puerto Vallarta with her? Because you're thirsty. You're as thirsty as the rest of them. Don't act like you're not going to go to Puerto Vallarta. Come on.
Yes. Girl, you're about to get into a shampoo fight. Okay. So get ready. Buck up. You're about to do something that no housewife has ever done, which is throw 2 bottles of shampoo across the table at dinner, which is normally don't even have that prop available for dinner. So, get ready. It's going to be iconic for you.
It's time for a commercial. It's time for a Crappens commercial.
So then back at Meredith, Chloe's like, well, honestly, what sent me was when Sean was like, Meredith, listen to both sides. And then we cut to Sean going, Meredith, you should listen to both sides, icon. Love you. Turn around. You don't have to pose for a selfie, but I can get us both in here. If you can't see yourself, I can't see you. Where are you going? Meredith.
I was like so mad. I was like, it was embarrassing how mad I was. So then Meredith's like, well, you know what? They spew lies. They gaslit me over and over again about the comments about you, about the comments about my hearing aids, about the comments about my white bean salad. And she's coming to celebrate me, and she makes fun of my impairment.
And then it doesn't really, we see the flashback to Angie going, I need to get hearing aids like you or something, or check your hearing aids or whatever. And so Meredith's like, really? My disability? That's what she's coming for? And Brooks goes, girl, it's not a disability. It's your superpower.
Yes, Queen! See, Sean gets it. So
Chloe's like, it's an enhancement.
Yeah, it's just like chic. Your phone. I mean, hearing aids are like so in right now. Huh?
So then back at Angie's, it's a different time now, and Mary comes and she's knocking on the big glass door, and there's nobody there. So she knocks again, and the's still nobody.
It's her new thing. It's her new thing, being outside of a window
put
and
Mary
knocking
in front of some glass and watch her go.
They unlocked a new achievement for Mary. She does great prop work with windows. So she just lets herself in because she knows she can, because she sees the camera on the other side of the window. So she goes in, and then she just sits in this house. And we've always commented on Angie's house being really, really white and sterile, but I felt like I really appreciated it even more. Like I really felt it just seeing Mary sitting in there and no one else was there. It was just this big white room. It looked like a padded cell or something like that. But the only pops of color come from these really cheesy photo to canvases all over the place. Then there's one of Angie with a tiger. It's just such a bizarre space.
It really is. And I think she's added some color because she got made fun of last year.
Did.
So there's little blobs of pink everywhere now.
Yeah, and blue, little blue elements, like this IKEA cup I'm holding. It's this color randomly.
It's like Mary's house, in level 1. Before it just by the end, it's what's that video game where you just splatter paint all over everything? I forget what it's called.
Splatoon?
Yes.
Or something like that.
Yes. So Angie comes and she gets scared, and she's like, oh, I was getting ready for you. Make yourself at home. I'm working in the kitchen. So she brings out some charcuterie. And Mary's like, well, I probably won't be eating anything because I don't have an appetite, but it looks beautiful.
And Angie's like, oh, so you know what you're going to have to help me do is a comic bit where we open up champagne. And so they don't know how to open up champagne. And we see a flashback of them 2 weeks ago not being able to do it, but now they're going to do it again. And
it was so funny. They're trying to open it, and there's 2 of them trying to get it off, and they go, let's just have some water.
Yes.
Can't they literally put it down and go get water? So then
it was watching the entire Marx family slice a lemon together.
Yeah. Except they at least got the lemon slice. These 2 just gave up. But this time they did.
I know.
Which was nice.
Yeah.
So then now they're talking about, oh my gosh, how do you pour this? And
I'm I'm sort of shocked that they were so inept with champagne, especially Angie. I feel like Angie should know her way around a champagne glass, but she really didn't.
One important thing in being independent is at least know how to make your breakfast.
Yes, thank you. Also, honestly, if you're working in a salon, you should be pouring glasses of champagne to the bougie ladies, right? Isn't that what we've learned from these shows? That when you go get your hair done, you get a glass of champagne with it?
I don't think salons that use sulfites do that.
Thank you for pointing that out.
So
if you cared about me, you would know that I can't have champagne with carotene in my hair.
I was so embarrassed for her. So they pour the champagne, and then Mary says she's been having a rough day, and Angie's like, did you really? What's going on? Because Mary doesn't tell her. She goes, I had a rough day, and then Angie just nods and looks at her to talk, but Mary doesn't talk. So Angie's like, yeah. So what what is it? So then Mary goes into it, and of course the salties start immediately squirting.
Oh my god!
At this.
I was god! Yeah, and it was actually more. It was actually she was talking about Robert Jr. She tells Angie that he's on drugs and everything. I didn't realize that heroin was in the mix last time, but now we know that there's heroin. And it's just so devastating.
There was a lot that people, reading comments about the scene from last week, being on Reddit or whatever and reading all the comments. It was interesting reading them because, there are a lot of people who think that this is just wrong because he really doesn't have consent, because if he's high, then that's not really showing consent. And I mean, all of this, I don't necessarily agree with that. But they were saying shame on Bravo for showing this. And, there's that element of people who are mad, obviously right to your opinion or whatever. There's a lot of sensitivity about it out there. I don't personally share that, but they were this is so insensitive of them. And it looks like Bravo actually was kind of sensitive and cut a lot of it out, because Mary's retelling of it is you know how when your kids are acting weird, and Angie just kind of looks at her. She goes, when they're not telling you something, or when they're being quiet, or when they're hiding something from you. And Angie's like, well, No, like I can pull up my phone and show you what Electra's doing right now.
Electra just rolls her eyes at me a lot.
But Mary's like, no. I asked him what he was doing, and he told me, and boy, did he tell me. And then she starts listing all the stuff he's doing, and it was like, wow. And yeah, heroin's in there. And he's like, yeah, because I tried this, I tried that. And then, that led to other drugs like heroin and then Xanax and acid. And
Angie's very dialed in. I really appreciated the way Angie was there for Mary, actually. Also, Angie did the move that I enjoy, which is when she puts her hand slowly on her heart. I like when she does that. She does like a slow hand thing right here. She did that last year too, during a scene. And I don't know why I enjoy that, but it was such an emotional scene. And Mary, what was also emotional was Mary's interviews that were cut through it. And she's like really sobbing on camera. And she's just like, she's beating herself up. She's like, what did I do wrong? How did I not see this? How did I not secure him enough so he knows his self-worth? She's talking about how he felt like he's a stain. And she's like, I prayed to God for 4 months that I could, I worked for 4 months trying to have you. Like, I prayed for you to come here and for you to feel like you're a stain when you're like the answer to my dreams. It's just like, it was just gut wrenching all over again.
Yeah. So, I think Angie says the right things here, which is she just listens mostly. And then the only pushback she really gives is like, this isn't about whose fault. Like, it's not your fault. It's addiction. That's a disease,
Yeah.
And you could do everything right and still have this happen, And so Mary's not sure if she's going to be able to come to Mexico because of Robert. Like, she has to make sure Robert's good. And so that's that. And she basically says, and Angie, I'm confiding in you. And she goes, this stays between us, pinky promise, which
I really hope that
I hope she doesn't do the Real Housewife thing, which is immediately going to everybody being like, guys, Mary's under the weather. Be nice because her son's on heroin. Okay.
Exactly. I hope it does not become fodder because it's like too real. It's not like some bullshit about Starbucks cups. But it was just honestly, it was a beautiful scene. And I was also like, I know this episode's going to go crazy because Ronnie texted me and said, this episode's so funny. So I was like, I love that they're like, okay, we're going to have a really funny episode, but first we're going to make you cry. And now we're going to make you laugh. Okay.
Yeah, they do it.
Really like only this show could do it. Like the show does it so well. It can pivot like that.
Yeah. So then everybody's packing. Whitney's packing a pink, bathing suit and cover up and stuff. And she's like, well, I just need to find a pink bra and pink underwear. And Justin's like, isn't that a swimsuit cover? She goes, oh my God, that would go with pink. Good thinking. He's like,
okay.
Yeah. I've spotted two pink things and pointed at them to go together.
Wow. So then 3 days later at the airport, Heather's like, I'm really excited for this trip. I think I'm pretty good with everybody and I have no bones to pick. And with airport security everywhere, everyone seems to be on their best behavior. And they do a little thing about how like who hates who and everything. And, she's like, Angie and Britney can't stand each other. Meredith and Angie aren't even speaking. And Whitney and Lisa basically hate each other. Thanks, TSA. We're off to a great trip.
So then I'll never know what she's talking. Sometimes I'm like, what are you even talking about? What are the TSA doing?
Nothing.
So Bronwin is like, oh, wait, girls, do I have a gift for everybody? I do. Girls, everybody stop. I've got a gift for you. Like, ooh, gifts. And she bought them all diamond passport covers. And they're like, oh my God, so cute. And Lisa's like, this is weird. Because Bronwin called me to ask if she could bring something. Flashback. 1 week earlier, Bronwin on the phone with Lisa. Should I bring something for the girls? Like, I should get a little gift for the girls, right? You doing something? I should, right? And she's like, you know what? I got a gift for everybody, so I just want you to show up. She's like, okay. And then she shows up with gifts.
Yeah. I think Bronwin's mistake was saying it to Lisa, because if she just showed up with these passport holders, I don't think it's just like cute little tchotchkes. It's not like a thing. It's not stepping on anyone's toes. But if she ahead of time says to Lisa, should I bring something? And Lisa says, no, don't bring something. But then you bring something anyway. Now it's suddenly poor form. But the truth is this, at the end of the day, these are like tchotchkes, like maybe like each one is $12 or something like that. Honestly, they really should be like $3. But like they're tchotchkes. And if this is going to step on Lisa Barlow's gift, it makes me wonder what Lisa Barlow gift is going to be.
Yes. So then, let me see here. I'm looking.
Well, she hands out the passport holders
article because so she passes out the holders, and then she talks about how she was attacked by a dog, and
she's got bruises and bites all up her leg and her arm.
It is crazy to see how badly this dog attacked her. Like, it is not good. It is really, really bad.
And she's like, yeah, I'm doing better. I got some stitches. Now I've got to go to Mexico.
But you know what was super weird about it is the gossip that's been going around about this couple, which hasn't been that much, surprisingly. But, well, one of them is that they were separated for a while, you know, so that's been going around on the old internet. And I'm reading this on All About the Tea. But this was from the U.S. Sun, I guess, originally. But court documents obtained by the U.S. Sun reveal that Bronwin and Todd lived in separate states between 2016 and 2018, with him residing in San Francisco, her in Park City. The arrangement came to light after a lawsuit was filed against the couple following a 2016 incident where their boxer dog allegedly attacked a woman. Isn't that crazy? There's like a lot of dog attack things around Bronwin and Todd. And by the way, I'm not like, I have no conspiracy or anything. I just thought it was odd that came up on the show, and she was the one who was attacked because I had read the other stuff about their dog attacking somebody allegedly.
Wow. Are you saying there may be a conspiracy where it was actually she was attacked by her dog?
No, I'm just saying. No, I really have no conspiracy. I just thought it was weird that I just read about that the other day, and so when I heard dog attack was coming on the show this week, I thought it was going to be someone being like, "Oh, really? Take care of your dog who attacked a lady in the street," or something like that. But no, Bronwin got attacked, and this was just after another dog attack a few years ago. I don't know. What does it matter? It's just useless things that are taking up space in my brain.
The point is this:
train your dogs.
She's been.
How about
that? By the way,
how about we all tie it together with train your fucking dogs? And if your dog is aggressive, put a thing around its mouth. What do you do?
Yeah, muzzle.
Yeah, what the fuck?
You got trained. You know, keep an eye on your dog. Keep your. Tom Colicchio gives dog advice. Keep an eye on your dog. So. Bronwin. So anyway, she's like this is pretty serious. She got really taken down by this dog. And Brittany's like, well, do you know that Chanel heals all wounds? So you're good. I have an announcement to make. Chanel has healed my heart from Jared because we're back together. Anyone? Hey, did you guys go through security without me?
So now we're in Puerto Vallarta. And, they get in. Bronwin's being really overly nice to Lisa. She's like, Lisa, you're going to fall. You're going to fall into that van with those shoes on, you little peanut.
I know. I just spilled my drink. And Bronwin's like, oh my God, you're spilling it everywhere. Yeah, I'm in heels. Like, what was I thinking? And like, by the way, the airplane bathroom, it was so disgusting. I couldn't even bother to ditch a ring in there for insurance. It was so gross.
And Heather's like, that was me. I didn't want to sit on it, and there was some turbulence, so I just peed everywhere. Well, clean up your piss. What is wrong with you?
Clean it up.
Jeez.
Clean it up. I mean, like, I think I've told this story before. I remember once seeing an interview with Ruth Buzzy, and she said, you don't know how many airplane bathrooms I've cleaned up because I don't want to come out of a bathroom. And the next person goes in and says, wow, I can't believe how messy Ruth Buzzy is. So she just goes and cleans up every bathroom she's in the airplanes.
Heather literally does not care.
Yeah.
So she's like, guys, you know what? This trip's going to be amazing. I promise. I made a PowerPoint for everybody. I want dinner to be perfect. I want every activity to be perfect. The flowers, the villa. What food is there on arrival? It is covered in this PowerPoint.
Yeah, the notes app is no match for a Lisa Barlow trip. So they go to this resort called Vedanta World, which I'm sure Lisa only picked because the first four letters are Vita. Guys, I made a resort based off my tequila. Yeah, we're gonna go there.
Well, Vita sort of looks like life, a slide, as we know, and I wouldn't be surprised because we find out this is where Vita is actually made. I wouldn't be surprised if Lisa just stayed here once. I was like, well, what should we name the tequila? Vedanta. Just that's too long. Just take out a couple letters. All right, send it in. Send it in.
Vita. So they meet the staff. There's like a butler. They go into the beautiful villas. Everything's gorgeous. But we also find out that the way they are going to be arranged is in 2 separate villas that are next to each other, and each villa has 4 bedrooms, and they're identical. But of course, this now means the group has to be split in half.
Yes. So she's like, okay, so we have 2 villas. I'm going to split us. So in this villa, we have Meredith, Heather, me, and Britney. And then in the other, we've got Bronwin, Angie, Whitney, and soon to be Mary, probably, maybe. Who knows? And so then she starts doing the math, like the Salt Lake City math of why she's putting everybody where she's putting them. And so she's saying she's good with everybody but Whitney, which is so funny because that's like absolutely not true. Like literally everybody's coming for Lisa at all times. And Whitney doesn't like Meredith, and Angie's not good with Meredith. So Whitney and Angie, they're sliding all these faces on the screen. And as it goes, it really is a crazy rubber face shell game. I'm like, how can anybody concentrate on which one the peanut's under?
I know. This gives me a new appreciation for which one the peanuts. I'm sorry. I just love that's like, well, someone put a peanut under my shoe. I don't appreciate that. But mitzvahs are not for hate, and peanuts can kill someone, and that is hate.
Well, it's just like it's all the faces change so much. Like you can't play a shell game with those faces because by the time you stop all the shells, Meredith's face is going to have morphed 20 different times. You can't even like today, for example, Meredith and Brooks both were in that first scene. And they both had eyebrows that I swear to you were 2 inches lower than they were in any other scene in any other episode. I don't know how that happened. And now they're back to normal again. Like, how do you do that? Those are microbladed eyebrows. They don't just move around. I mean, are they lifting their eye? Are they lowering? Do people get eyebrow lowered?
Maybe it's a new trend. Maybe it's a new trend in Utah. Utah is really
people are just like going for the Judice. They're just like bring my hairline down, my eye. They're just going like this.
So based,
I'm going to start it.
So basically, this will be the thumbnail, Christina. So basically, here, solidarity. Okay, so in one villa we have Meredith, Heather, Lisa, and Britney. The other villa is Bronwin, Angie, Whitney, and Mary. I have to say, when Lisa was going through the reasons why this person can be with this person or that person or that person, I actually felt like the logic kind of panned out. Like I didn't think it was, it becomes a big discussion about like Lisa was trying to send a message. She may have been doing that, but I also think the logic was fairly sound because I think if Britney were in the other villa, I don't know if that would have really worked so well. So, I just want to put that out there, like a little bit of some justice for Barlow.
It made sense to me too, but literally everything makes sense to me. That's why I can't be on a jury because I believe everybody at all times. Like I'll believe the defense and then I'll believe the prosecution and then I'll believe the next one and then I'll believe that, when everyone calls him a liar, I'll believe that too. I believe everything.
Wait, I feel like you don't believe everything. I feel like you're the skeptic and I'm the one who always falls for everything. Aren't I the one who's always like, you know what? She apologized and I really mean it. And you're like, hell no, Ben. She was just saying that to get screen time.
But then I'm pretty easily swayed, I think, because like what I mean is the next week, like 1 week with Bronwin, I'm like, oh God, this woman's trash. I don't like her at all. And then the next week, I'm like, oh, she's great. I hope she has a 10-year career on this show. And then the next week, I'm like, told you so about Bronwin sucking. And then the next second, like I just changed, I flip-flop because I get new information and it changes my whole opinion. I mean, there are some people I'm just stubborn about no matter what. But I think it's just because they're so consistently dicks. Like Kyle, like I said in the Beverly Hills, I forgive Kyle every year. It's just that she gives me fresh stuff to be annoyed by every year. It's not like it's old stuff, But I can be my mind can be very easily changed.
Well, listen, me too. I think someone should just hang us up at a seaside shack and call us flip-flops because that's what we are.
Yeah, totally. And, proud to be. It's called having an open mind, an empty mind.
Open mind, open heart.
It's so empty that it's been robbed multiple times. So there's literally nothing left. Okay.
I think everyone knows the defining feature of our podcast is our open hearts.
Commercials. Here comes one right now.
So what I was actually surprised at was when Lisa's going on about the the villa arrangements, I'm just thinking, okay, this is just exposition. This is fun to see, but it's just exposition. And I was shocked that right away we went right into drama because Bronwyn's like, because she's already starting to do her puckered lips and doing that. She's like already nodding by the door jam. She's like, It's like, Bronwyn's no one talking to you right now. Stop nodding.
She really is.
Like the rage just gets her head nodding, you know? So,
and she also just has this broken look on her face. I mean, listen. One thing that I think Bronwyn does really, really well that's like a housewife classic trait that you have to have is that she just gets so offended. I mean, she's just so offended at every little thing. It's like, oh, I can't believe. And she really has that look of just, you have wrecked my whole world. I called you Peanut today. I called you Peanut.
And it wound up under my shoe. So Bronwyn is like, she's like, I want to laugh, but really, I'm just so fucking furious. And you know, she's really mad because she starts to tilt over in her interview. That's her other sign. Is that when she's in her like crazy outfit, she starts going off to the side.
She does do that.
She literally gets off kilter. And so she's like, I want to laugh, but really, I'm just so fucking furious about this rooming situation. Lisa is my closest friend in this group. So I'm like, are you on an ATV right now, lady? Why are you bouncing and tilting so much?
It's the head for me. And once I noticed the head just constantly nodding and shaking, I'm like, stop it. Stop it. But she's like, oh, and if Lisa is sending me a message, well, I got the message loud and clear, being put in my place. And now I need to claw and beg and plead my case back into Lisa's good graces. Well, she might have to plead her way back into my good graces after this snub.
I demand an apology.
Oh my God.
So
I love that she acts like she's been best friends. You have been on Lisa's neck this entire season. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's so good. So then Bronwyn's in her room and she's like, well, I'm going to need a bigger closet than this, Lisa Barlow. I'm going to need a bigger closet. And Angie is like, but I love your room. What? So, by the way, what do you think about the little teams in the villas? And Wendy's like, that was an interesting separation, right? How did Bronwyn get kicked off of the Cool Girls Club, huh?
I mean, I didn't like what Bronwyn did at the party. There were a lot of questionable things that she was doing and saying, and I can see why they don't want her over there. And then Bronwyn's like, hi, ladies. Am I interrupting? Ladies? I'm going to talk in this high voice because I just heard everything you said, but I'm not going to yell at you right now because I need allies today, ladies.
Please come in.
So they're like, how are you feeling? And she's like, well, I just wanted to know what you guys are wearing tonight. I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to be wearing tonight. Oh, God. Whitney, did you just bring cover-ups? If I looked like you, I'd wear cover-ups all the time, too. Look at me. Look how nice I'm being to you. Do you like that? I like that. You like that? Yes. You're friends with me? Yes.
Just want to remind you all, there's a 75% chance I'm carrying rabies at the moment. Okay, great. So Whitney's like,
can I have some salsa with these rabies? Oh, great.
Oh, is that why you got kicked out of the Mean Girls Club? And Bronwyn's like, I don't know what I've done to Lisa. She knows I was physically attacked by a dog, and I physically feel awful. And of all people, Lisa knows what I'm going through with Gwen and how heavy it weighs on me, and that I lost my Starbucks card. So yeah, I think I would deserve to be in the villa with her. I'm like, that has nothing to do with being next door or in the same villa.
Yeah. So then we cut to Bronwyn at a restaurant with Lisa and John. And she's talking about how she wants to advocate what's best for her daughter in this whole situation, but she doesn't know what's best for her daughter. And John's like, well, I was adopted as a baby, and Lisa tried for years to find my birth parents. And, you know, she had this Hollywood ending, like doors would open, doves would fly out. The final thing would come up on the screen and say, tequila furnished by Vida, you know. And Lisa's like, it was the exact opposite. And John's like, yeah, she said once the baby was born, she never thought about it again. Okay, listen, lady who gave your kid up for adoption. the fucking kind of monster are you to say that to somebody? I mean, even if that's how you felt, they tracked you down, they brought you to fucking brunch, and that's what you're gonna tell the kid? Like, my God, fuck off. At least say, I've thought about you sometime. Like every time I see the movie Rambo, I wonder if that's my big strong boy. I mean, make something up. Do I have to do everything for you people?
Well, the weirdest part was that the mother was Linda. And I was like, really? God, so he's related to Monica? So, by the way,
she pushed me down the stairs. Wait a minute.
And then she started talking to the plant and said, "You're my real daughter." And I said, "But I'm a son and my son. You're my son and my daughter." So I think what's kind of weird is like, I feel like low key John's adoption story keeps popping up all season. And he's like, because I think they keep mentioning it. She's like, "Yeah, I've been looking up John's birth parents on Ancestry." And he's like, "I don't want to know. I don't want to know." And then
she forced him. Yeah, she forced him. He asked her not to. They said it on the after show that he asked her not to, and she did it anyway. I mean, that's like, you can't do that. So Bronwin's like, "Okay, well, if you could choose to go back and do it again, would you, John?" And he's like, "No." I mean, who would? You know, like, who wants to be rejected again? I mean, I do. You know, I'm that kind of person. Like, if someone rejects me, I'll just, like, a year later, I'll be like, "Oh my gosh, they're on Facebook." I'm going to be like, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And they're like, "Still no, Ronnie. Still fucking no, okay? Stop messaging me on Facebook."
Oh, man, you should hang out with Kenya more. So Bronwin is like, "I've known Lisa almost 10 years. And I would say since she introduced me to you guys, I think our friendship has been a bit hit or miss. And I don't know what's going on, but I don't feel super close to Lisa. And I feel every time I try to tell her I don't feel super close to her, she reminds me that we are close and everything is fine. And then I see everybody in a group setting and it's not the case. And then next thing I know, I'm hanging out with you three idiots. I mean, sorry, I love you guys, but you guys are idiots. You guys know. You guys are in the cool club.
Say I love you guys. She's literally just like, "And now I'm with you." Like, gross.
She does say that.
Gross. This is disgusting. And she did it last week to Britney and Maylee too. And she's like, "Oh God, whoever thought I'd be stuck with you two."
She literally did that.
She's a snob because she looks at the other group as being the leads of the show, and she doesn't care about fucking Lisa. That's why she's coming for Lisa. She's coming for like one of the top dogs, but I think she sees the other ones as leads of the show, and she's like, "Oh, and now they're gonna put Britney in my place? Like, Britney's the newbie they're gonna elevate? Oh, hell no!"
She really just has stepped into this role so well. So Whitney is like, "Bronwin was so quick to throw Angie and I under the bus at camp day just to stay in good graces with Lisa and Heather. But look where it got you, because now you're stuck with us with a tail between your legs. Wait, why does she have a tail? Someone get the doctor."
"That's weird, because with the tail between her legs, she looks like she has a wiener."
Thank you for correcting my pronunciation. It is Till. So Bronwin's like, "I just feel really weird about this rooming. I mean, that's not what I would expect my good friend to do, is put me over here while she and Britney and Heather and Meredith fucking get best tattoos together. Like, I don't even know what's happening over there. Okay, with everything I'm going through, and what about my impairment? Hey, you can't take that from me." Well, it's mine now.
So then we go to Lisa's room, and Meredith's like,
"Well, how are you feeling about everyone here?"
And she's like, "Oh my gosh, so weird," because Bronwin called me and was like, "Hey, do you want me to bring something for everyone?" And I'm like, "No, don't, because I've got gifts for everyone." So I thought like a little like weird, like are you like giving everyone like a gift?
It's like, she didn't give out Chanel bracelets. She gave out tchotchkes from CVS.
But I do agree with you that Bronwin did this shit on purpose by being like, "Hey, do you want me to is it okay if I bring gifts?" And Lisa said no, and then she did it anyway. Like, that's shitty, you know? Because originally I would have been the same way. I would have been like, who cares? More gifts, the more gifts, the better. But to ask somebody and then purposely be like, "Oh, I'm going to do whatever I want when you're the hostess," when we saw what she was like when she was the hostess. But then again, we also saw how Lisa acted towards her when she was the hostess. So I don't know that anyone's going to really win this one.
Yeah. Yeah, so she is not. Where are we? I got lost. I know generally where we are.
Well, it felt weird because, like, it's my trip. Like, why are you bringing gifts? Like, I have stuff for everybody. I do. Like, I told you not to bring a gift. Like, you don't have to bring a gift. Oh my God, if it's Grey Goose, I'm going to kill everybody.
So Meredith is like, well, do you think it was just...
I guess I should have said, like, Patron.
Okay, well, thank you for correcting the terrible joke. Well, do you think it was just kind of like a screw you, or do you think she just sort of already ordered it and just thought, I'll do it anyway? You know, it does take a long time for things to get delivered from Ollie.
No, I felt like she was like, I'm going to do what I want, and I don't care if it's Lisa's trip because I spent $35 on passport holders from Spencer's Gifts, and she's just going to hand them out no matter what I say.
So basically, she's like, Bronwin is always annoyed with me if I don't do exactly what she wants, but then she doesn't care about how I feel. And she does whatever she wants.
And I'm kind of over her. So how do you feel with Angie? I made sure she was in another villa just so it wasn't uncomfortable.
Meredith's like, I appreciate that. And so do any sluts in the near vicinity.
You know what? It's just not, she says so many mean things to so many people in front of so many toddlers. I mean, whether it's slut shaming, whether it's shaming someone's business, whether it's shaming someone's ability to understand the difference between a spoon and a plane coming into the hangar. It's just, I've had enough.
What's she gonna do to top herself? Go to a handicap spot, wait for someone to park, call them a slut while they're trying to walk into the business that they own?
Justice for slutty, impaired people.
With companies.
With companies and toddlers. Celebrating becoming a woman. So Lisa's like, well, she better be on her best behavior, like the best behavior. So now it's dinner. We're getting ready for dinner time. And everyone's in glam.
No one has congratulated me on being a character in this episode. I love that I'm basically the butler in this episode. The second he came on, I was like, really? Am I being trolled? Because that is literally me. Even I thought it was me for a minute. Rudy the butler. I was like, is that me? Have I blacked that out?
Rudy Kirim. Yeah. They're like, wait a second. I've had enough of this.
So Meredith's like,
Rudy, would you do me a favor? Take this bag and put it on a chair down at dinner.
And he's like, yes, girl icon. It's like, thank you. Love your podcast. I was like, thank you. Will you send me some bath bombs when they're ready? It's like, sure will. I'm going to send you a special surprise one.
And one more thing, Rudy. You are enough. And if you can't get into your locker, that's okay.
It's not God's fault. We're tight now. So Meredith's like, okay, so now, so we see what she's talking about on a flashback after the bat mitzvah when Meredith is opening gifts. And she goes, well, let's see what her thoughtful gift is. And Seth goes, what is that? Dish soap? And she pulls it out. And it's not only shampoo and conditioner. It is gigantor bottles of shampoo and conditioner. It's shampoo and conditioner that ain't ever going to run out.
That is industrial size. It's not even Costco size. That's industrial size. It's a huge amount. But it's so big it doesn't really feel like a gift. It's like it doesn't feel like
if you're going to give also her own brand.
It's also her own brand.
Gifts to people on their bat mitzvah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was a weird choice. And Meredith is like, well, looks like we have shampoo and conditioner from her own salon. Can you read the ingredients? And Chloe's like, yeah. There's sulfate in this one. Ew, really? Yeah. Gross.
There's also gluten and possibly dairy. I'll have to investigate.
Ew.
Are you drinking the shampoo? Stop that. The point is, it was not thoughtful. It was not thoughtful at all. Because she knows I cannot use that shampoo. I have keratin in my hair. And it needs a sulfate-free shampoo, so she can have it.
The largest offense of all, a sulfate shampoo for your keratin-infused hair.
She's so offended. I can't wait for Bronwin and Meredith to get into it because these are the most offended people in the Bravos.
Beautifully Beautifully
so. I can't wait to see them both get into it together.
It's so wonderful. So now they're all getting onto the golf carts to go to dinner, and Lisa's like, "Is there air conditioning?" And then they get to the bar. I couldn't tell if she was joking or not. I'll be honest. I couldn't tell.
I don't think she was joking. They're like, Lisa, we're outside. It's like, whatever.
I wish they realized. You know what? If they were making an effort, they would have put some flaps on this golf cart because my keratin hair is not reacting well to the humidity, and we only have about 5 minutes before my scalp bursts out into flames. So come on, hurry up.
But so then they get to the restaurant and they go sit down and they're like, oh my God, what a lovely place. Ding, 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 ding. Girls, I have an announcement. Oh, God, fucking Britney. Oh, my God.
Girls, I just want everyone to know that I'm finally part of this world. I was like, oh, okay, Britney. You don't have to go back to Disney Tokyo. She was okay, sorry. That was the latest video I saw of her, was her singing as Ariel.
Was it Ariel? I would picture her as more of a Belle, like, bonjour, bonjour. Bonjour, bonjour. It's like just annoying everybody down the street with books she doesn't read. Because Britney's got bookcases full of books she doesn't read. She's just one of those people.
Well, also, I'm surprised that she has not made that the cornerstone of one of her big scenes. Like, guys, it's just so strange. I walk up to the group and no one says hello to me. I'm just used to just walking down the street and people saying, hello, hello, good morning. I mean, admittedly, it was in a musical on stage in Tokyo in 1999, but still, like, it's part of my personality now.
She gets fired from Disney Tokyo because they're like, listen, we can't have Belle complaining that the Beast and her keep breaking up every day. Okay? It's just not. Can't have that. We can't have Belle interrupting the light parade to announce that she has been basically made official in a Costco. Okay? It just doesn't, it's a family place.
Listen, Britney, you have a beautiful singing voice. We love what you've done here in Disney Tokyo. But the thing is this, it really takes the audience out of the show when you turn to them and you make an announcement and say, hey, I have an announcement, everyone. I now have legs. We know, we see, we're watching the show. You don't have to announce it to the audience.
Stupid.
Everyone, I have to say, I'm back together with the Beast. See, again, you just did it. You're ruining it.
Yeah, fucking stupid Britney. So Britney makes an announcement and everybody's just quiet because literally Britney makes an announcement every day. And Lisa's like, yeah, it's like every 5 seconds. Ding, ding, ding. I have an announcement to make. I'm going to the bathroom. She goes, guys, this is serious. You guys, you know that I've been struggling with hair. Angie, shut up. I've been struggling with my daughters not talking to me and stuff. But oh my gosh, Olivia, we have made such progress, guys.
They're like, okay. I'm just like, no, well, she came over the other night. She hung out with her friend. We talked for hours. And guys, she spent the night. It's huge. They're like, okay. And Meredith's like, well, that's amazing. And on top of that, you have an eyelash on your cheek. So you get to make a wish. Here, I'll make the wish for you. I wish for Britney to disappear. Oh, shoot. I shouldn't have said it out loud. Sorry.
I have a question. When your daughter was at your home, did she slut shame you? No. I should have invited her to my bar mitzvah. That would have been a good guest.
So Brittany's like, guys, this is a really big deal. I have 2 beautiful daughters from my first marriage, and they're not currently speaking to me because of things that happened in my second marriage. Girl, you already told us why they aren't speaking to you, because you prioritized a man over your kids, and they said, fuck you, and got rid of you. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't talk to you either. God knows what that man wanted or did. Terrible. Terrible lady.
But guess
Please
what?
Stay on the show forever.
We're finally making progress, and finally making progress on this front, and no one says anything, dude. Ouch, which is true. But that's what happens when you make too many stupid announcements. That when you actually have a decent announcement to make, no one even cares anymore.
The girl who cried erasure. But also,
I would love to cry.
Also, it's like not something that you announce at a group dinner. It's just weird and needy and sad and desperate. Love you. So then,
also the way you do it is you don't bring it on yourself. What you do is you pout at the table and look sad. And when someone says, "Britney, what's wrong?" Well, it's just I'm going through a lot right now. My daughters have erased me, but one of them's back, and then you go from there. But like if you try to force it when someone else is trying to have a scene about something else, it's not going to work.
Yeah, it's not your trip. Like, yeah, do it in the right way. There are processes. There's like a bureaucracy here. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, everyone. This is the end of part 1 of this recap. For part 2, keep an eye on your podcast feed. It is coming up in just a moment. Thanks so much for listening. Catch you on the second half.
Watch What Crappens would like to thank its premium sponsors. Ain't no thing like Allison King.
It's always automatic with Ashley Auto.
Ashley Savoni, she don't take no baloney.
Put your hands together for Carly Clapp.
Get on the right foot with Chrissy Offit. Dana C. Dana Do.
Aaron McNicholas, she don't miss no trickolas. Jamie, she has no last namey.
You'll never hide from Heidi Eleanor Jones.
Hava Nagila Weber. Know Your Worth with Jason Kurth.
Sip some scotch with Jessica Trotch.
She's our favorite streamer, Caroline Peacock.
Kristen the Piston Anderson.
Rigging the Funk, it's Leslie Plunkett.
She gets an A from us, it's Lindsay D. Let's give a kisserino to Lisa Lino.
Always killing it, it's Lola Alkalani.
We love her on the rocks, it's Melissa Cox. Megan Berg. You can't have a burger without the Berg.
Have a heck of a time with Rebecca.
The highest tally, it's Sarah McNally.
Cast a spell with Shannon Spellman.
The Bay Area Betches.
And our super premium sponsors.
Somebody get us 10 cc's of Betsy MD.
We're taking the gold with Brenda Silva.
Let's get real with Caitlin O'Neill.
Don't get salty with Christine Pepper. Can't have a meal without the Emily Sides.
Nobody holds a candle to Jamie Kendall. We got our wish, it's Jen Plish. She's not harsh, she's Jill Hirsch.
She's a little bit loony. Junie.
My favorite Murdo, Karen McMurdo. We love him madly, it's Kyle Pod Shadley.
Let's go on a bender with Lauren Fender.
She's a whiz, it's Liz Sarthy.
The incredible edible Matthews sisters. She eases our woes, it's Melissa St. Rose.
Give him hell, Miss Noel.
Ring that bell for Rachel. She's the queen bee, it's Sarah Lemke.
Shannon, out of a cannon, Anthony. Let's take off with Tamla Plain.
She ain't no shrinking Violet Couture. We love you guys.